Welcome to another episode of English Podcast.
Each session is a chance to practice, learn, and enjoy English naturally at your own pace.
Remember to subscribe and give us a like if you find it useful. Imagine a small, cozy town nestled beside a shimmering lake. Picture quaint houses with flower boxes overflowing with vibrant colors. This is Oakhaven, our story's setting. It's a place where time seems to slow down, a place where secrets whisper on the wind.
Oakhaven is a town steeped in history, its streets paved with stories of generations past. Life here is simple, peaceful, almost predictable. But that's all about to change for one young woman named Lily. Steeped in history means a place rich with historical events and traditions.
Lily works at the local bakery, the Sweet Spot. She spends her days kneading dough, frosting cupcakes, and dreaming of a life beyond Oakhaven. She's a bit of a daydreamer, always lost in thought.
One rainy Tuesday, while cleaning out the attic of the bakery, Lily stumbles upon an old, dusty trunk. It's tucked away in a dark corner, almost hidden from view. She's curious, of course. Who wouldn't be?
Inside the trunk, beneath layers of faded velvet and moth-eaten lace, she finds a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. They're yellowed with age, the ink faded, but still legible. The sight of them sends a shiver down her spine. Legible means you can still read it, even though it's old.
Lily carefully unties the ribbon and picks up the top letter. The handwriting is elegant, almost like calligraphy. It's addressed to a Beatrice, a name that whispers of a bygone era. She feels a strange pull, a connection to this mysterious Beatrice.
So, Amelia carefully unfolded the brittle, yellowed paper. Brittle means hard but easily broken, like a dry leaf. The ink was faded, but she could still make out the elegant handwriting. It was addressed to a Mr. Thomas Ashton at this very address, but from over a century ago.
A century, that's 100 years. Imagine a letter surviving that long. I wonder what secrets it holds. Did Amelia recognize the name Thomas Ashton?
No, the name meant nothing to her. She bought the house only a year ago, and the previous owners hadn't mentioned anything about a hidden letter. This was a complete surprise.
How exciting! It's like finding buried treasure. So, what did she do next?
Well, she started reading, of course. The letter began with a formal greeting, typical of old letters, "My dearest Thomas," followed by a date July 12, 1898. Amelia felt a shiver run down her spine. It was like touching history.
1898, that's Victorian times. I wonder what life was like back then. Did the letter say anything about the writer?
Yes, the letter was from a woman named Eliza. She wrote about her daily life, about tending her garden, and about her anxieties about Thomas, who was away on a long sea voyage. A sea voyage is a journey by sea, which would have taken much longer back then. Eliza expressed her deep love for Thomas and her worries about his safety. She mentioned a special place they had discovered together, a hidden cove along the coastline. A cove is a small, sheltered bay.
A hidden cove. How romantic. It sounds like something out of a novel. Did she describe this cove in detail? I can almost picture Eliza writing this letter by candlelight, pouring her heart out onto the page. It must have been so difficult to be separated from loved ones for so long in those days.
Yes, she described it beautifully. She wrote about a small waterfall that cascaded down mossy rocks and a hidden path leading to a field of wildflowers. Cascaded means flowed down like a waterfall.
It sounds magical. Did Amelia recognize any of the places Eliza described?
Well, Amelia lived near the coast, so she decided to investigate. She felt a strange connection to Eliza and Thomas, a desire to understand their story. She wondered if this special place still existed after all these years. She pulled out a local map and started studying the coastline, searching for any coves that matched Eliza's description. It was a long shot, but she felt compelled to try. Compelled means she felt a strong urge or need to do it.
That's amazing. It's like she's become a detective, following clues from the past. I wonder if she'll find this hidden cove. The suspense is killing me. It's so fascinating how a simple letter can spark such an adventure. I'm eager to hear what happens next.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story, Amelia has discovered a hidden compartment in her antique writing desk. Inside, she found a very old letter addressed to a Beatrice. It seems like a love letter, full of longing and regret.
Exactly. And the mystery deepens because Amelia lives in a small cottage that used to be a much larger estate. We're starting to suspect that Beatrice might have lived there a long time ago, perhaps even a century or more, judging by the age of the letter and the desk.
Right. And Amelia is utterly captivated, completely absorbed by this letter. She feels a strong connection to the unknown Beatrice and is determined to find out more about her and the story behind this lost message.
Now, Amelia isn't just curious. She's starting to feel a real sense of responsibility towards this letter and the emotions contained within it. She feels like she needs to uncover the truth, maybe even find out what happened to Beatrice and the man who wrote to her. Uncover means to reveal or discover something hidden.
Yes, and determined, a word we used earlier, means having a firm decision or a fixed purpose. Amelia's not going to let this go easily. She's determined to solve this mystery. She spends hours poring over the letter, examining the handwriting, the paper, even the faint scent of dried flowers pressed within its folds.
She's really drawn into the mystery. She's even started neglecting her own work, a sign of how deeply this has affected her. Neglecting means failing to care for properly.
Amelia starts researching local history. She goes to the library, the local historical society, anywhere she thinks she might find information about the old estate and its previous residents. She's on a real quest, a journey to discover the truth.
And this is where things start to get really interesting. A librarian, an elderly woman with a wealth of local knowledge, points Amelia towards some old property records. Wealth, in this case, doesn't mean money. It means a large amount of something valuable, like knowledge.
These records are a treasure trove of information: births, deaths, marriages, all meticulously documented. Meticulously means very carefully and precisely.
Amelia spends days sifting through these records, looking for any mention of a Beatrice. Sifting through means carefully examining a large amount of something. Think of sifting flour to remove lumps. It's a similar process of careful examination.
It's a tedious task, but Amelia is motivated by a growing sense of anticipation. She feels like she's close to a breakthrough, a significant discovery.
And she is. Just as she's about to give up, she stumbles across an entry that makes her heart leap: a Beatrice living at the estate in the late 1800s.
Amelia reread the letter, a knot tightening in her stomach. The phrase, "dire consequences," echoed in her mind. What could her grandmother have meant? Dire, means extremely serious or terrible. It suggests something really bad might happen.
And consequences are the results or effects of inaction. So, her grandmother was warning her about the serious effects of something she might do. This adds a real sense of mystery and suspense, don't you think?
Absolutely. The letter continued, urging Amelia to reconsider her hasty decision. Hasty describes something done too quickly, without enough thought. It implies Amelia's decision was impulsive.
Right, and to reconsider means to think about something again, especially with the possibility of changing your mind. Clearly, Amelia's grandmother felt strongly about this.
The letter went on to say, "Seek counsel with a wise heart." This means Amelia should ask for advice from someone wise and trustworthy. Counsel is another word for advice or guidance.
So, we have dire consequences, a warning about something terrible happening as a result of Amelia's actions. Then we have hasty decision, describing Amelia acting too quickly without thinking. And finally, seek counsel, meaning she should ask for advice.
Exactly. These phrases paint a vivid picture of the situation. Amelia's grandmother was clearly worried about something. But what could it be?
The letter mentioned a hidden path, didn't it? That sounds intriguing. Almost like a metaphor, maybe? It could represent a less obvious choice in life, a road less traveled.
That's a good interpretation. A hidden path could symbolize a difficult or unconventional choice. Perhaps one that her grandmother didn't approve of.
And maybe that's why she wrote the letter to guide Amelia away from that path, even from beyond the grave.
It's chilling, isn't it? The letter's impact resonates across time. The phrase, "from beyond the grave," is a powerful image, a message delivered after death. It gives me goosebumps.
Me too. It really underscores the importance of the message. Amelia's grandmother felt so strongly about this that she wrote the letter knowing it would be discovered after she was gone.
It suggests a deep love and concern for Amelia, but also a powerful secret or warning.
I wonder what Amelia will do next. Now that she's been warned, will she reconsider her decision?
Okay, let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, recap means to summarize. Amelia found a hidden compartment in her grandmother's old desk. Inside, she discovered a letter addressed to her grandmother from a mysterious R. The letter spoke of a hidden treasure, a keepsake, buried near an oak tree.
Right, and the letter described this keepsake as something incredibly valuable, not just in terms of money, but sentimental value too. It was something that R deeply cherished. Amelia became obsessed with finding it, spending days searching the old oak trees on her grandmother's property.
She faced several obstacles. Obstacles are things that block your way or make things difficult. Amelia had to deal with overgrown bushes, curious neighbors, and the growing feeling that she was chasing a wild goose chase. A wild goose chase is a search for something that doesn't exist or is very unlikely to be found.
Then, just as she was about to give up, Amelia remembered an old photograph of her grandmother standing by a specific, unusually shaped oak tree. She realized she hadn't searched near that particular tree yet. This sparked a renewed sense of hope, a feeling of optimism that she was close to finding the treasure.
She rushed to the tree, described as having a distinctive, twisted branch that looked like a pointing finger. Beneath it, after a bit of digging, Amelia hit something hard. Her heart pounded in her chest. Could this finally be the hidden keepsake? The treasure R had written about?
It was a small, wooden box. Inside, nestled on a bed of velvet, was not gold or jewels, but a simple, tarnished silver locket. Tarnished means the silver had lost its shine and become darker over time. Amelia opened it. There were 2 tiny photographs inside, one of a young man and one of a young woman.
Amelia realized with a jolt that the young woman was her grandmother. And the young man bore a striking resemblance to a photograph she had seen of her grandfather as a young man. But her grandfather's name wasn't R. This R was a mystery. A jolt is a sudden shock or surprise.
Turning the locket over, Amelia discovered an inscription. An inscription is something written or engraved onto a surface. It read, "To my dearest Beatrice, forever yours, Robert." The mystery of R was solved. It was Robert, a man her grandmother had loved before meeting Amelia's grandfather. The true treasure was the story of a lost love, a secret kept for decades.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.